A truth greater than I previously knew, the President of the United States is sitting before me as something I could not fathom as being true. A therapist. My therapist. Such a truth I had surmised from name alone could not even be rivaled by fiction. I must tread carefully. I am a foreigner in a foreign land.
Welcome to the humble abode of therapy. I am your host, Funny Valentine.
How does the President come to work as a therapist?
In order to fully comprehend the citizens of this great country, it is better to be personable through singular communication than plural. Their problems need to be heard on an individual level, lest we forget that they combine for the sum power of citizenry in this country. United we stand, divided we fall. A vice president is also handy to take care of business while I am occupied with a different vocation. Is there any other questions you'd like to pose before we begin?
No.
Excellent. Now, where would you like to begin?
Can you be trusted to ensure my privacy within these walls?
What would a man like me do with your information? Who could I possibly tell of what transpires today to be worth not only their while, but worth mine?
Then I'll speak wisely.
Then, without further ado, commence your story.
As a youth, my beginning starts from a wealthy foundation in Italy, both parents wanting me to succeed to the extreme, since my intelligence quotient was rated highly at 152. This expectation placed upon me was too much to bear, as I experienced fits of rage that even I could not explain. Then I was admitted to college at the age of 13, where I was going to be abused by a professor which I promptly thrashed for their transgression. With my parents' influence through currency, I was spared the guilt from the court, but I was immediately disowned for my actions. My intellect did not disown me, however, as I wandered the streets to make the best out of my current situation. Then, as I was using my wits to escape trouble, a man by the name of Bruno Bucciarati asked me to join his gang. His bright confidence to believe in my capabilities convinced me to join him. I had become a member of a mafia known as Passione. We continued to form our team until we had enough members to carry out orders. Then a person by the name of Giorno Giovanna joined, which changed our future trajectory forever. Eventually, through opposing battles, Bucciarati declared that we were committing a coup d'etat against our boss, leading to only myself leaving the group over this idea. I heard that a few of them died, but were successful in their endeavor. I met up with them when this universe became amalgamized, but I did not rejoin the team. Instead, I joined one of the teams that opposed us in the past, and helped them get a piece of the new mafia that formed under Giorno Giovanna. I departed from that team, which has led me to a visit with you.
A tragic yet elegant story. A man fighting to overcome his anger and steeled from his overbearing expectations, falling into poverty until joining organized crime, and a pardon from his teammates because it was logically too stupendous to be a reality. Intelligence can be the greatest burden to bear, especially on a youth's mind. Great expectations can lead to great disappointments, but no one seems to wonder why such optimism is enforced on possibility alone. Evidence proves intellect, not assumptions. Words are only as good as the actions they produce, an idea only as efficient as its execution. Now that I have a glimpse of your dealings, what lands you on my doorstep?
Interesting phrasing. Very old-fashioned.
You mentioned an amalgamized universe. Could it be that it is the result of two universes instead of the events of only one?
Then you must not be from mine.
A quick deduction, but nonetheless true. I was a foreigner as much as you were in this realm, but I soon became acclimated and decided to run as president of this time, as I was before in mine. I sit successful before you, a testament to my prowess.
What time period are you from?
The 1800s.
That explains the lack of history in the books I read about the United States.
Explains more than that, but as I asked before and shall ask again, what lands you on my doorstep?
What is it like to lead? I have been under leadership but not have led much of my own life. I want a description from a different perspective outside of my former teammates and members of the mafia.
In the case of leading the self, the decision must come from within, not from without. For how can one lead others but not themselves? What hypocrisy lay before thine eyes to blind thee of your own path? Fear, betrayer of the mind, indecision, the seed of apathy? You cannot simply leave your choice to fate, for even fate will rebuke you, not just of the flesh but of the mind. Enrich yourself from the poverty of your mind and perceive a path befit your intellect. An old adage claims that if one were to spare the rod, it would spoil the child. Then I shall bestow upon you a new aphorism. Spare the apathy, spoil the choice. Choose to care now, and you will not have to care to choose, for you have already committed a choice. For if you do not choose for yourself, death will always have the final choice.
Much to ponder. I have already chose to lead myself to my own sanctuary. I now have more insight into the decision I will further make.
I am honored to be a servant to those who choose their own destinies. But we have not concluded this discussion. Pannacotta Fugo. Are you aware of stands?
Best not to lie, but I'd rather not show him my stand.
Your hesitation isn't unwarranted, but draws an undoubtedly refined conclusion. Don't be worried. I will not pester for answers of its abilities.
I will take my chances.
A stand is a representation of the user's personality, a piece of the soul that is a truth least understood by those without one. To measure a stand is to measure the man, a guide to the inner workings of the mental fortress that is encased within the user. Your anger is greatly emphasized by your stand's appearance and attitude. It can be a glorious strength and a tragic weakness. However, by sheer existence alone, the ferocity of its presence is alarming. It would frighten anyone unprepared for such a fearsome foe. But I have witnessed my share of gruesome battles with and without a stand, and I am not deterred.
It's a strange coincidence that our stands have covered mouths.
Your stand's mouth is barred. No doubt a prisoner to its own anger, but that will not always be the case, nor has it always been. An analysis of such a coincidence would state that it's because we speak with our actions and not simply with our words, striking with ease and discretion.
Are you satisfied?
No qualms have been presented. What has taken has been received. This meeting has been adjourned. If you'd like to have another, the door is available for a knock, but not always an answer.
I will keep that in mind.
By the way, Fugo,
Yes?
welcome to America.
Thanks. Good luck with leading the country.
I was chosen for this. I refuse to let the citizens of this magnificent country down.
Then I'll be on my way.
Farewell, young man. Remember to choose, or the choice will be made for you. Diavolo was obscured by his own hubris to not see a potential mutiny within his own organization. Even though Fugo was not involved, he helped pave the path for his comrades to succeed. It's not a common occurrence to find a stand user with a superb intellect. His burden of anger has slowly been adjusted, and may be overcome. But wisdom will come with experience, as he continues to travel on his solitary path, a new stranger in a new strange land.